they decided to go out and find other people to talk. I think it was clearly they must have thought in 2022 when they announced that they were going to do this documentary that I was going to lose the rap case, and by the time the documentary came out, I'd be in jail.
For years, rumors and whispers followed Kevin Spacey everywhere he went. Hollywood insiders claimed they knew the truth, fans sensed something was off, and the public waited for the day he would finally speak. Now, at 66, Kevin Spacey has stepped forward and revealed what many long suspected.
Under the guise of having a conversation about inappropriate behavior, I think they just decided that they wanted to go ahead with it. That ultimately proved what he claimed happened had never happened. I would have never had the opportunity to find evidence.
His admission isn't just shocking, it changes the way people see him, his past, and his future. And the story behind this moment is even more surprising than the confession itself. Join us in this video as we reveal what he had to say. Spacey finally says the quiet part out loud. After years of silence, denials, courtrooms, and headlines, Kevin Spacey finally sat down for a rare interview, and this time, he admitted what many people had suspected for years. He told Piers Morgan that in the past he had pushed boundaries and been too handsy. It was the closest he had ever come to openly acknowledging wrongdoing. Spacey even admitted to what he called bad behavior, saying he had touched people sexually in a way that I didn't know at the time they didn't want. Morgan didn't let him dodge. He pushed back, saying some would call that groping. Spacey's response was unsettlingly calm. He said he didn't resonate with the word grope, insisting he had caressed people, approaching them gently, the way someone makes a pass while hoping for a positive response. But Morgan pressed again. Were these moments actually consensual? Spacey claimed that if someone didn't want it, they should have said so, acknowledging that only then would he understand it was non-consensual and stop. Morgan quickly pointed out the obvious problem. When someone with Spacey's Hollywood power comes onto a younger, inexperienced actor, that person might feel too intimidated to speak up. Spacey, now at 66, finally admitted that the power imbalance mattered and vowed he would never behave in the ways that I did previously, ever. He also opened up about how dark things became after the accusations exploded in 2017, hinting that there were moments when he felt at his lowest. Looking back, he regretted the statement he made in response to Anthony Rapp's allegations, the one where he came out as gay at the same time. Now he said he wished he had separated the two issues entirely. He also insisted that the 2022 federal court ruling, which found Rapp's allegation did not happen, proved that he truly believed in his own innocence at the time. I was a little bit pushed into the corner, he said. For most of his life, Spacey kept his personal world completely locked away. But now, he says that the wall has been torn down. He told Morgan that he's finally at a point where he has nothing to hide and wants to live a more open life than he ever did before. After therapy, programs, and what he described as deep personal work, he claims he's changed. He admitted to battles with arrogance and ego and says he's grateful that his priorities shifted. My goal is no longer to be the best actor, he said. My goal now is to be a man of good character. As the interview went on, Spacey's walls cracked even further. At one point, he broke down completely while talking about the financial wreckage left behind after years of legal battles. He revealed that his home in Baltimore, the same place he moved to in 2012 while filming House of Cards, was being foreclosed on. His voice shook as he admitted, "My house is being sold at auction, so I have to go back to Baltimore and put all my things in storage. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to live now." It was a stunning confession from a man who once lived like Hollywood royalty. When Morgan asked the obvious question, why is it being foreclosed? Spacey didn't sugarcoat it. "Because I can't pay the bills that I owe," he said, explaining that he's facing many millions in legal fees that have drained him completely. He admitted there were moments when he thought he'd have to declare bankruptcy, moments when it felt like everything was slipping away. "There have been a couple of times," he said quietly, "but we've sort of managed to dodge it. At least as of today." Morgan pressed him again. "What are you going to do?" Spacey didn't hesitate. "Get back on the horse," he said. It was a simple answer, maybe even a hopeful one, from a man trying to rebuild a life that once seemed untouchable, but has now been stripped down to almost nothing. But how did it get to this point? What happened to Kevin Spacey? Keep watching to find out. The fall that no one saw coming. When Kevin Spacey's world came crashing down in 2017, it happened almost overnight. It started on October 29th, when actor Anthony Rapp publicly accused him of sexual misconduct. That single moment opened the floodgates. In the weeks that followed, more voices stepped forward. Roberto Cavazos, Tony Montana, Harry Dreyfus, and even several crew members from House of Cards. It felt like every day brought a new story, and Spacey suddenly went from being one of Hollywood's most respected actors to someone the entire industry wanted to distance itself from. Netflix acted fast. They cut ties with him, shelved his Gore Vidal biopic, and removed him entirely from the final season of House of Cards. Ridley Scott even made the drastic decision to reshoot Spacey's finished performance in All the Money in the World, replacing him with Christopher Plummer, a move that shocked Hollywood. Through all of this, Spacey denied the accusations, and in the years that followed, the legal outcomes were mixed. In 2022, a New York jury found him not liable in Anthony Rapp's civil lawsuit. Then, in 2023, he was acquitted of sexual assault charges in London. But even with those courtroom wins, the damage to his career was already done. From one accusation to another. What came next? Stay tuned to find out. Another accusation after the storm. Just when it seemed like Kevin Spacey had finally cleared his name in court, another wave hit him, one he didn't see coming. 18 months after he was found not guilty of sexual assault in London, a new sexual misconduct claim surfaced, pulling him right back into the headlines he'd been trying to escape. This time, the accusation came from Rory Cannon, an actor who once worked with Spacey at the Old Vic Theatre. Cannon even waived his anonymity, choosing to step into the spotlight with his story. According to the court filings, he's taking Spacey to the High Court, along with 2 organizations tied to the Old Vic. For Spacey, the timing couldn't be worse. After a highly publicized trial where a jury cleared him of all criminal charges, many assumed the legal battles were finally behind him. But this new claim shows the shadow of his past hasn't lifted, and it's dragging him back into the same painful narrative he's been trying to escape for almost a decade. It's another moment that leaves people wondering if Spacey will ever truly outrun the accusations that have shaped the last chapter of his life. But before all of this, how did Kevin Spacey get to be well known in the entertainment industry? Let's find out. The making of Kevin Spacey, a complicated beginning. Long before the fame, the awards, and the scandals, Kevin Spacey Fowler was just a boy growing up in a deeply troubled home. Born in South Orange, New Jersey, to Kathleen Ann, a secretary, and Thomas Jeffrey Fowler, a technical writer, Spacey's early childhood was anything but ordinary. When he was 4, his family moved to Southern California, where the cracks inside the Fowler household only grew wider. He had a sister and an older brother, Randy. But Spacey would later become estranged from Randy, a painful distance shaped by the darkness they grew up in. Randy Fowler once described their father as a racist Nazi supporter who was physically and sexually abusive. According to him, Kevin learned to survive by shutting down emotionally, becoming sly and smart just to avoid the beatings. For decades, Spacey stayed silent about this part of his life. It wasn't until October 2022 that he finally acknowledged the truth, calling his father a white supremacist and a neo-Nazi who hurled homophobic slurs at him throughout his childhood. That trauma, he said, is one of the reasons he guarded his personal life so fiercely and never felt safe enough to come out earlier. But before that admission, Spacey had always painted his father as a normal middle-class man. Despite the chaos at home, Spacey pushed forward. He bounced between schools, including Northridge Military Academy and Canoga Park High School, before graduating as co-valedictorian at Chatsworth High School in 1977, alongside future actress Mare Winningham. At Chatsworth, he stepped into the spotlight for the first time, starring as Captain Von Trapp in The Sound of Music with Winningham as Maria. It was around this time that he adopted Spacey, his grandmother's maiden name, a choice that would soon become iconic. His career didn't take off instantly. Spacey tried stand-up comedy for years, performing in bowling alleys and local talent contests, before finally taking a leap and enrolling at the Juilliard School in 1979. Under the guidance of legendary teacher Marion Seldes, he spent 2 intense years studying drama and sharpening his craft. In 1981, he made his first professional stage appearance as a spear carrier in Henry VI, Part 1 with the New York Shakespeare Festival. A year later, he was on Broadway, playing Oswald in Ibsen's Ghosts opposite Liv Ullmann. He kept climbing, Philinte in The Misanthrope, rotating roles in the chaotic and electric Hurly-Burly, and performing alongside greats like David Strathairn and Colleen Dewhurst in Chekhov's The Seagull. Even a dinner theater run of Sleuth in New Jersey helped shape the actor he was becoming. Spacey's big turning point came in 1986 when he was cast in Long Day's Journey into Night with Jack Lemmon, a performance that marked his rise as a serious stage actor. Lemmon became a mentor and remained an important figure in Spacey's life, even standing beside him when he received his Hollywood Walk of Fame star in 1999. His early screen roles were small but steady: a subway thief in Mike Nichols's Heartburn, a brief appearance as businessman Bob Speck in Working Girl, and roles in L.A., Law, The Murder of Mary Fagan, and the comedy See No Evil, Hear No Evil. In 1987, he showed up in Crime Story playing a slick senator, and popped up in The Equalizer as Detective Sergeant Cole. But it was his chilling performance as Mel Prophet, the manic arms dealer on Wise Guy in 1988, that earned him a real fan base and set the stage for the powerhouse actor the world would eventually come to know. Behind the talent, though, was a childhood marked by silence, trauma, and emotional armor, the very foundations that shaped the complicated man Kevin Spacey would become. How did Kevin Spacey rise from his complicated beginning to become a famous actor? Keep watching to find out. From stage to screen, Spacey's rise to stardom. By the early 1990s, Kevin Spacey was no longer just a promising stage actor. He was becoming a force to be reckoned with on both Broadway and in Hollywood. In 1991, he earned a Tony Award for his portrayal of Uncle Louie in Neil Simon's Lost in Yonkers, a win that even finally earned a nod of approval from his skeptical father, who had long doubted Spacey could make it as an actor. Around this time, Spacey developed a reputation as a versatile character actor, taking on increasingly complex and memorable roles. He appeared as the malevolent office manager in Glengarry Glen Ross in 1992, sharing the screen with Al Pacino, and took on the role of news reporter Harry Kingsley in Iron Will in 1994. That same year, he explored dark comedy in The Ref, playing one half of a bickering Connecticut couple alongside Judy Davis, and portrayed a ruthless Hollywood executive in the biting satire Swimming with Sharks in 1995. But it was 1995 that catapulted Spacey into the spotlight. His performance as the enigmatic verbal Kint in Bryan Singer's The Usual Suspects won him the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Critics praised his portrayal, with Variety noting he was terrific as the mysterious weak link in the chain of thieves. That same year, he made a chilling late entrance in David Fincher's Seven as serial assassin John Doe, appearing uncredited in a way that left audiences stunned. These roles cemented Spacey's status as a master of playing morally complex characters, particularly villains, and earned him additional honors, including Best Supporting Actor from the Society of Texas Film Critics. Spacey's career continued to diversify. In A Time to Kill in 1996, he played an egomaniacal district attorney, and he launched Trigger Street Productions in 1997, expanding into producing and developing entertainment across media. He directed his first feature, Albino Alligator, in 1996, which, despite being a box office bomb, was praised for his direction. In 1997, he starred as Detective Sergeant Jack Vincennes in Curtis Hanson's L.A. Confidential, sharing the screen with Russell Crowe, Guy Pearce, and Kim Basinger. Critics singled him out for his impossible balance of smarminess and charm, earning him a BAFTA nomination for Best Actor in a Leading Role. That same period saw Spacey lending his voice to Hopper in Pixar's A Bug's Life in 1998, and he became known for embracing villainous roles, once joking that audiences just like me evil. They want me to be a son of a. By 1999, Spacey had reached the peak of his craft. In Sam Mendes's American Beauty, he played Lester Burnham, a depressed suburban father entangled in morally complicated desires. Critics raved, with Roger Ebert calling him an actor who embodies intelligence in his eyes and voice. Spacey won his second Oscar, this time for Best Actor in a Leading Role, and dedicated it to his mentor, Jack Lemmon, praising him as a guiding force and influence throughout his career. That year, he also earned a BAFTA, a Screen Actors Guild Award, and a Golden Globe nomination. Spacey's contributions to the stage were equally recognized, with a Laurence Olivier Award for Best Actor and a Tony nomination for The Iceman Cometh. To cap off the year, he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a symbolic acknowledgement that Kevin Spacey had fully arrived as one of the most celebrated actors of his generation. So, what was life like for Kevin Spacey after he fell? Stay tuned to find out. Life. After allegations, career hits, and a slow comeback. In March 2017, Kevin Spacey was set to portray J. Paul Getty in Ridley Scott's All the Money in the World, a role he filmed over a brief 10-day period. But by November, the sexual assault allegations against him forced a dramatic change. All of Spacey's footage was scrapped, and Christopher Plummer was brought in for reshoots. Remarkably, the studio managed to finish the film in time for its December 25th release. Spacey's career struggled to recover. He appeared in Billionaire Boys Club, released on a limited scale in August 2018. The studio, Vertical Entertainment, chose not to remove him, emphasizing that the film had been completed before the allegations and expressing support for the cast and crew who worked hard on it. Yet Spacey largely maintained a lower profile and his career stalled. By May 2021, he began slowly re-emerging, cast in a supporting role as a police detective in The Man Who Drew God, a crime drama about a blind artist falsely accused of child misconduct. Later that year, Spacey reportedly filmed Peter 5'8", playing a charismatic serial assassin, signaling the start of his attempt to return to acting. Despite controversy, industry recognition followed. In November 2022, Variety reported that Spacey would speak at the National Museum of Cinema and receive a Lifetime Achievement Award in January 2023. After winning a sexual battery lawsuit filed by Anthony Rapp, Spacey was cast in the British indie thriller Control, with director Jean Falaise dismissing concerns about working with him. That same year, he was cast as late Croatian leader Franjo Tuđman in Once Upon a Time in Croatia. By 2024, prominent industry figures, including Sharon Stone, Liam Neeson, F. Murray Abraham, Stephen Fry, Paul Schrader, and Trevor Nunn, publicly supported his return to acting. Spacey's slow comeback culminated with Peter 5'8" in 2024, marking his first major role after years of legal turmoil. That same year, he starred in the Italian film The Contract alongside Eric Roberts. By November 2025, Spacey was performing a cabaret show, Songs and Stories, at the Park Lane Resort in Limassol, Cyprus. In an interview with the Daily Telegraph, he candidly shared that he was living in hotels and performing wherever he could find work, a stark reminder of how far his life had shifted after the legal battles and financial struggles that followed the allegations. From scandal to public influence, let's find out more. Politics, activism, and public life. Beyond the spotlight of film and theater, Kevin Spacey has long engaged with politics and activism, often reflecting the sharp political instincts of his House of Cards character. A lifelong Democrat, he worked on Jimmy Carter's 1976 presidential campaign and has maintained friendships with key political figures, including former President Bill Clinton. Spacey once described Clinton as one of the shining lights of the political process and even appeared in the short satirical film President Clinton: Final Days for the 2000 White House Correspondents' Dinner. Spacey has also been deeply involved in HIV/AIDS activism. In 2002, he accompanied Clinton and fellow actor Chris Tucker on a trip through several African countries to raise awareness about the AIDS crisis. Spacey additionally participated in fundraisers for HIV/AIDS healthcare, including AmFAR's Cinema Against AIDS in 2016 and the 25th Annual Elton John AIDS Foundation Academy Award Party in 2017. His political engagements have extended internationally. Through these engagements, Spacey's public life has been marked by a mix of political activity, activism, and charitable work, a side of him that contrasts sharply with the controversies and scandals that have dominated headlines in recent years. What do you think about Kevin Spacey finally speaking up after all this time? Let us know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video shown on your screen to catch up on your favorite celebrity stories. See you there.